Welcome to another episode of The Scoop. Tonight we have a very special episode.
As is every episode on The Scoop.
Yes.
It's close to our hearts and special to us and everyone else.
So tonight we have husband and wife vloggers,
Matthew
and Tracy.
and Tracy.
From Nerd Squish.
Mhm.
And they primarily vlog regarding horror topics, but they do a lot of New Orleans culture stuff in there as well.
Yeah, but I would say mainly nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And they just kind of squish it in. See what I did there? It's nerd squish.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
I would say it's a blanket term for everything they do, but I mean, both of them are huge horror
Yeah.
fans.
So, without further ado, we hope y'all enjoyed this interview as much as we did. Nerd Squish.
Oh no. I'm gonna shave my head.
That's
a good idea.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening. So, tonight we are here with Matt and Tracy from Nerd Squish. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing well.
So, y'all have been doing y'all's, I guess, video podcasts. What do y'all
Vlogging.
refer to you say?
Vlogging,
Vlogging.
unboxing, random bullshit we put on the internet.
So, y'all been going for about 2 years now?
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, just shy of 2 years.
Sure.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Definitely. Me and Pickle are sitting here thinking about how long I have been doing this with them, and it's almost been 3 years.
Yeah.
It definitely flies by.
It does.
when you're
It's
having-
crazy.
Because you're having fun doing it.
Having fun, getting old.
Basically, my wife just has a really big mouth and she talks a lot, so I figured I might as well put it on the internet.
Ooh.
So was
All
it?
right.
So was it you that first brought the?
She'd
Idea to play?
She'd always talked about it, and it's been something she'd really like to do. You know, she's watched people on YouTube all the time, and I just said, you could talk to a brick wall. Why not talk to a camera? You know,
Yeah.
so
Do y'all have anyone in particular that y'all consider inspirations for?
I will forward that directly to
Oh
her.
gosh. There's so many. I mean, there's a lot of specifically we watch a lot of horror YouTubers specifically. So we love the Hyper Geek, and stuff like that. But I really love. It's kind of girly and cheesy, but Graveyard Girl.
Okay.
Girl can just sit there and talk about anything, and it's interesting. It's fascinating. I've always loved it. I'm like, I could do that. I want to do that. And he was like, I'm gonna buy a camera, and you're gonna do that.
And from the nerdy side of it, I really like tech vloggers and people who take it a little bit more than just a direct point and shoot. Like Casey Neistat, I really like a lot of the stuff that he does, like a lot of the visuals and stuff like that. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I follow a lot of his work with.
Yeah.
I like the mix of drone footage, as well as his, direct person talking to the camera.
If only I had drone money.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, he's-
funnest time I had the drone experiences with Jorge. That was my first time. I didn't get to pilot it, but just getting certain shots above and down and flying behind vehicles and all that just gives you something. It kind of adds a whole new realm to when you're filming.
It's so funny because it's so accessible now, but before, if you say you wanted to create movie or create a content or anything like that and just film something, it was this big thing. And now you can just spend a few $100 and then really be able to put out some quality shit.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
like what Kevin Smith is one of my inspirations for
My man.
podcasting. And
I have a funny story about Kevin Smith that I'll tell you in a little bit.
one of the things that he always says is that, back when he first made Clerks, he had to literally put, his life on the line. He had $30,000 of credit.
His livelihood.
Yeah, he had $30,000 worth of credit that he could accumulate through college credit cards and loans from friends and whatever else. And he put all of that on the line to hopefully make success. And he's like, now, we walk around with a phone that has the capabilities to do, 4K quality recording, and even getting pretty decent sound on some of them with the right microphone.
All you need is an app. So I guess you're a big Smodcast guy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
love Smodcast.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Massive, right? Like, love everything he's done. Funded everything he's done. We were in the credits for Smodcast because you did the obviously, not that it was a big deal. You did the GoFundMe's, but also you could take a picture of your ticket stub and make sure that you were in for Tusk, right?
Yeah.
So we did that, but also we went to California and we saw Hollywood Babylon live.
I saw it live in Houston probably about 6 years ago.
Nice.
And yeah, I'd love to go see it in
The Hollywood
I know-
Improv.
Yeah, in the Hollywood Improv.
So that's where we saw it, and we had a friend in LA that gave us sort of a shout out. And what was it they basically said? They said
It was ridiculous. So they do like the shout outs in the beginning of the
Right.
show or whatever. And they basically told them that we're a married couple from New Orleans coming to visit, big Kevin Smith fans. So they went on this whole rant because they told them, I guess because he comes from like a Catholic family. So they told him that they're so cute when they go on vacation. They research Catholic churches to go to. So they went and took this and ran with it. And they're like, can we come over later? We're gonna watch you guys come before the Lord.
you guys ever want to see any
ridiculous
two
stuff.
Z level celebrities fuck? And then so I got to the venue way too early, at something like 7 p.m. when the show didn't start till 10. So I just, in pure me fashion, just
It's-
drank a lot.
Such a Matt move to
we
show up early and just be drunk through the whole thing.
Basically. I'm not an alcoholic. Or maybe I am.
you don't go to meetings.
We'll see. Exactly,
You don't go
yeah.
to meetings.
You just like to have a good time.
That's my man. He knows. So anyway, we got to that point, and as he was leaving after they gave us the big call out, he came over and he gave us hey, by the way, hey guys. And so I just grabbed him by his front, chest, and back and walked with him to the door. And he was he looked at me and he was like, what are you doing? And I had Kevin Smith by the chest and the back, and I was just walked him to the door. And it was one of the most awkward things I'd ever done, but I was so hammered it didn't matter to me.
You gave him a full chesty backy.
It was
Everybody else was giving high fives, and you're like, that's not enough.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
So, I know that one of the primary topics that y'all discuss is horror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any particular horror movie that's your all-time favorites?
I know that's a hard one because you got slashers and whole thrillers and whatnot, but just best overall.
I'm a huge 80s slasher fan, so really anything that falls into that category is a big thing. The stuff that I watched when I was younger. So all the large ones, obviously, it's a cop-out to say, but Child's Play, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even though it's not technically an 80s slasher. But it's the same thing with Halloween. But I love Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. All of those are huge movies that I watched a lot when I was younger. Specifically Nightmare on Elm Street. I was a big Freddy Krueger fan.
Yeah, same here.
I really enjoyed
was
it.
my,
it's just I love all those movies.
I'm a creature feature girl. I like supernatural stuff and werewolves. That's obviously Wolfman. That's my jam.
So,
So you're more of the classics of Dracula, Wolfman, The Mummy,
Universal
Swamp Thing.
monsters.
Yeah,
all
of
day.
that.
All day.
That's definitely her thing. I like just cheesy 80s slashers. The cheesier, the better. The more puns, the better.
I
That's
like
my thing.
The
I mean,
cheesy
you-
stuff too.
I'm not
I
saying- yeah.
love the Hatchet series. That's my one slasher that I obsess over.
She just likes it because it's from New Orleans.
No, it's funny. It's funny. I guess I really, really like the horror comedies more than anything else. I like a lot of that stuff.
Dark humor is the best humor. Can we
For
all
sure.
agree on that?
yeah.
So,
yeah. One of the things with Nightmare on Elm Street was the fact that with every person that he killed, he had some kind of shitty dad joke, basically.
Welcome to
Old.
prime time, bitch. Yeah.
I like the Universal ones just because the hours of the makeup, because it was almost like pioneering in cinema. The Frankenstein makeup, even the Mummy makeup, how simple it was. The Invisible Man,
Yeah.
how they did the multiple camera takes, and it's not like we're using chroma key. They're having to analog the film to where he's undressing the bandages to the point where he's invisible, and all the hard work and camera Hollywood tricks that they use to make the movies work.
You definitely have to pay homage to a lot of that stuff, right? Like it was a whole different type of horror.
Well, I just love practical effects. Like, that's a reason I do like a lot of new horror, but I love the older movies because I love those practical effects. Like American Werewolf in London is the most beautiful thing ever because it looks so real. It's so practical. There's no CGI.
It was the first time they showed the werewolf transition on film.
That was still to this day one of the best transformations you'll ever see of a werewolf.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like Lon Chaney's
Wolfman.
Yep.
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what he had to endure, taking fish hooks and putting it on his face to get that look. London After Midnight, all these iconic horror films and characters that you see. And then with Tom Savini, that's two people who just do all these great things that make the movies. You know, because without those Friday the 13th, arrow through the neck, you know, things like that, it wouldn't be a good movie.
By the way, Tom Savini doesn't age.
No.
We just saw him last year for Texas Frightmare. He doesn't age.
No.
He looks just as good as he did.
I was like, what? Like, does this man know where the Fountain of Youth is? Did he find it?
Speaking of Tom Savini, if we're talking about horror
It's
movies,
because he's Italian.
it's true. It's true.
It's because he's Italian.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about how much I love From Dusk Till Dawn. If we're talking about Tom Savini,
The original?
oh, of course.
Oh, and Day of the Dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, of course.
Day of the Dead is one of my favorite ones because they had more of a budget.
Yep.
They didn't,
Great. Good stuff.
Just great.
Just great. Great.
great.
Just great.
Superb.
Yeah.
You can find all the behind the scenes. That's what I would do to learn how to not only do the special effects, but how to film it and do it to where you can reset for multiple takes. In Day of the Dead, you can find all the footage. Like at the very end when the zombies get in and all the military people are getting overrun, the guy getting his skull ripped off. When they reach their finger in his eyeball and they pull it off when he's in the mine shaft, that specific part, like if you see the special effects, it looked like it was. Have you ever seen The Mask with the kid?
If we're talking Day of the Dead, you have to talk about the elevator scene, right, where they rip your boy apart.
In Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, yeah.
I think the better one is in Day of the Dead when the colonel opens the door and he's screaming and you have all the hands reaching in
and you see the intestines pop out.
You're glad he's died.
Oh, because he's an asshole.
Fuck that dude.
Because he's an asshole.
And what that actor, the actor had to endure because they forgot to refrigerate all the deer organs, so it's just rotting carcass smell, and they're pulling it all out. So you've seen him in interviews. Actually, that was me actually screaming. It smelled so bad. Ooh. But all the behind the scenes stuff and the special effects that goes into those horror movies, I feel is what makes it unique.
100%.
For sure.
100%. That is something that a lot of movies nowadays unfortunately lean on to CGI, and they don't do enough practical. I don't know if it's just because of laziness or
cost.
They have too much money.
Cost, yeah.
It's cost.
Yeah.
Cost and time.
Yeah.
Because with CGI, you don't need special makeups.
It's true.
Team, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know,
You need a green screen. That's
Well, a
about
lot of
it.
those actors would complain like, "Oh, I have to sit hours in the chair," and it's like,
Time.
get over yourself.
But think about the
like,
performance that you can get from actually looking at something as opposed to looking at some green dummy or someone with a suit on with a bunch of balls. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the
Have y'all
performance
seen
that you
those?
get is so much different.
Like
oh,
you
it's
see these
hilarious.
like CGI, and
It's
they're just like in the
hilarious.
suits with the little dots.
yeah,
Yeah, they look like they're wearing those Party City,
Yes.
like
More
green
suits.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
more suits.
it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's
I
what
couldn't
they did
keep
for
a straight
Avatar.
face.
You see
Yeah.
Avatar's that
Yeah.
movie?
yeah.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah,
Avatar's
that's
pretty.
another conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole different conversation. Dances with Wolves Part
Yeah.
2.
I think what is it? Game of Thrones does it best, where they actually have the makeup and a mixture, just a dab of CGI. Same Guardians of the Galaxy. What's her name? The blue chick. What's her name?
Zoe
chick.
Saldana.
Oh.
No. You're thinking about Gamora. That's the other one that plays her sister.
I'm having a
The
moment.
robot.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I know what you're
Um,
talking about though.
I can't think of her name.
Well,
Regardless.
she has to hours
Yeah.
of prosthetics.
She shaved her head willingly.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
they told her she didn't have to, but she was like, "Nah, let's do this."
That's what makes a good movie, is the perfect mixture between prosthetic makeup
Yeah.
and CGI.
For sure.
And people use CGI more of a crutch than anything. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Game of Thrones for a second? Just
Yeah.
a split second. I can't get her to watch it.
What?
I don't like. What would you even call that? Like the medieval fantasy.
Listen, I didn't
stuff?
like biker boys with leather, but then I started watching Sons of Anarchy and it was amazing. Why don't you give Game of Thrones a chance?
I tried.
All right? You
I
tried.
tried.
You tried.
I
How
watched,
long?
like an episode or two.
You know how
No.
slow of a build?
No.
That movie's still, compared to the books, there's no way it can cover everything.
If you
It's-
can't get me in one episode, there are too many good things out there for me to waste my
show
time
her,
on that.
just show her the season 7 finale, and she'll be like, "What? Fucking dragons and shit."
I'll show her the Red Wedding. Immediately. I'll just go to the Red Wedding. We'll
Go
do
to the
that.
Red Wedding.
The only complaint that I have with Game of Thrones, and I've watched all the way up to the current episode.
Yeah.
My only complaint is that there's so many people that you're having to keep track of.
Have you read the
that-
books? It's worse.
No, I haven't. I haven't
worse.
read the books, but like
Right out the gate.
I know people who watch it with a notebook and keep track of all these different people, to where like they have separate pages dedicated to. Hey,
The-
this is where this cat's been.
The
you know?
books are
This is where this
so
girl's been.
hard to read because they just come in, much like the show, come in like boom, these characters already exist. Learn that shit.
No.
But no, like the book's worse. It's hard.
Initially,
It's thick.
when the show came out, I was watching it episode by episode by episode. Recently, I think I've watched it all the way through at least 4 times.
Wow, nice.
Just because people have never seen it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm watching it with you.
To see your face.
And then when you watch it straight through, then I'm starting to recognize people from season 1 that they bring back in season 6 and 7. I'm like, oh, hey, it's that dude.
it's pretty thought out. It's one of
Yeah.
those shows where they really, really, really
A
think
lot
it
of
out.
forethought into
Yes,
it.
exactly.
I don't know why I'm nodding my head because I don't know what's going on.
She's like,
Yeah.
I'm literally
She's
like,
like, yes,
yeah.
forethought.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Forethought.
Sure.
So you guys still didn't answer the question.
I don't even remember what the question
There was a
was.
question.
How many
The
tangents do we have?
Question, favorite. You,
Oh,
you listed
if we had to
some,
list-
you have to
all
pick
right.
Oh, we have to
one.
pick like one.
One
One
single. I would have to
single
say
character,
the character or movie.
movie.
All right,
You said movie.
Well, yeah.
all right. I'll go. Jason Lives.
I gotta go an American Werewolf in London.
What's yours, Pickle?
Mine would be. We talked about it the other day. Dream Warriors.
My man.
Warriors.
Friday the third.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm
Nightmare
Street
on Elm
3.
Street, yeah.
3. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so good.
I love it.
Well, we were talking about because the beginning when he has him by the tendons and
Yep.
he's using him as a puppet.
So good.
So-
And
Such a great
the catch
scene.
lines, welcome to prime time. That was like best overall. For me, Evil Dead 2.
Hey.
Evil Dead 2.
Yes.
I'm a campy horror guy.
Well, I was about to say
That's-
when we decide to stop making Evil Dead like, oh, it's serious, and then we just go full camp.
I want full
Yeah.
Army of Darkness.
Full camp.
Yeah.
Like that's where I want to be.
What do you think about the remake?
the TV the remake movie
Yeah.
is one of my favorite remakes.
Pretty intense, right? I
Yeah.
love it.
It's
I love
intense.
it. It's what the first one wanted to be with the budget.
Yeah.
Right?
The first one just dragged on.
It's pretty bad.
They had claymation. They had.
I still love it.
So when the remake came out, I sat my friends down. I'm like, "You've never seen Evil Dead?" I'm like, "Nope." So I started off with the first one. I'm like, "Bad choice. That's not a great way." to
They're
go."
immediately like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
And then we did the second one,
Yep.
and then Army of Darkness, and they're like, "Okay, now we can go watch it." And throughout the movie, I went and saw it 2 times. The remake. I would touch. My
I
friend's
own it on
leg.
Blu-ray.
I would touch my friend's leg because the part where it slivers up, I kept touching my friend's leg in the movie. I'm like,
For her, I watch because she. All right, so
Okay, I'm gonna tell this story.
putting it out there. She lived a very sheltered life.
I
She
did.
was not allowed to watch horror movies. Like I was watching fucking Morgus. I was watching everything. Like from a young age, my mom was a huge horror addict. She would love horror movies, but was afraid to watch them by herself. So she's like, "Hey, I created you. Come watch this."
Well, we were just like very much that family. Like, if you were not 13, you did not watch a PG-13 movie.
No,
like, that's just how it
watched
was.
everything.
So when we
way
first
before.
started dating, he was like, "I love horror. We're gonna watch this." And at first, I was like, "Oh God, no!" Like, and I remember Evil Dead was one of the first movies we watched. And for the longest time, if I saw a tree, I lost my mind. I was like, "I don't like shrubbery anymore." And then the
Shrubbery?
more we watched it, I fell in love with it. You know, because I've always loved like the creepy, like creatures and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I think I was meant to be watching these movies all my life.
Now she's trying to watch the most hardcore shit ever, and I'm like, I don't like that type of
that's
stuff.
too much.
Yeah,
Too much.
like she likes to like watch like entrapment stuff. Like what was that one movie where they had the fucking one that's like a screen that's like someone trapped in a cage? I'm like, I don't want to watch human torture movies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
What was
Pet?
it?
was it Pet? It was Pet.
Pet.
It
I
was
keep
Pet.
wanting to watch that movie. Every time he's like, "What are we gonna watch?" I'm like, "Let's watch Pet." And he's
What
like,
was the one where
"I
they
want
get
to."
sewn together?
Oh,
No.
Human Centipede.
No.
Human Centipede. So
No.
the first
I
one,
will not watch
the first
that.
one, not that bad. Don't watch anything else. It just gets really
just a movie.
aggressive.
No.
It gets weirder.
It gets weirder and it gets aggressive
whole
as
movie
more,
about
fuck.
eating
more
poop.
low budget. It gets
More low budget and less of and like more offensive
and
as it goes on.
Less of a plot.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No.
what the-
So if we're talking
No.
about horror movies that a lot of people haven't seen, Terrifier. Have you guys seen Terrifier?
I have not seen
Netflix?
It's on
Terrifier.
Netflix.
it's on Netflix.
Watch it. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It is a
I-
great film. You didn't like it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm just
It's
not
it,
sold on it.
Don't do
What
it.
do you mean? So you
Don't
talk about
do it.
practical effects. So
No,
I'm gonna
I'm
put you
just
this.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, initial appeal of watching. They have the little preview, and I'm like,
Don't do it.
Watch it. Watch it. The guy
lying.
the guy takes it back to old school stuff. He really sells the character. I'll tell you that the ending is lackluster. But you should watch it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
back to the Evil Dead thing.
Yeah, go.
The new one. I'm sorry.
Going full
I like it. I love it. I love it.
Full
I love
circle.
it.
The new one.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reason I like it is because they don't rely too much on the CGI.
Oh, practical
use
effects out the
Practical
ass.
effects.
The tongue scene?
The tongue.
Oh.
There's also a drinking game to it.
Ooh,
Every
I'm
single
in.
time a door randomly opens, because there's a lot of or
There-
closes. There's a lot when you think about it. Every
Yeah.
single time you see blood, there's a lot of it.
You're going to be fucking wasted.
We need to
Yeah.
play this game.
You guys need to play it. And then what was the third one? Just those two rules alone, you're gonna get smashed. But
No, I want more.
one of the best scares of that movie that got me is when she crashes the car and the camera's panning and then she pops out the water.
Well,
Can
and
we
that's-
talk
so-
about that actress though? I don't know her name,
She's
but
good.
she is so good.
She's good. I think
Because she was
a-
in that in Don't Breathe,
Mm-hmm.
and she's phenomenal.
I think she was a no name before.
If you watch her behind the scenes, she freaks out a couple times.
With the blood.
Yeah.
'Cause
The
the
blood.
blood scene, the ending, right?
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ending. Spoilers.
It's
If you
kinda
haven't seen that by
overbearing.
now, shame on you. I'm sorry.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a little overbearing. I would understand for her in her mental.
Well,
frame.
think about it. Think about the shit that people really go through when you're filming a hardcore horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just treated like shit.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever listen to Bruce Campbell talk about the original Evil Dead, he said it was the worst experience of his life.
Oh, I believe it.
He says terrible.
Well, I mean, it goes back to even stuff like The Exorcist, like the mom. I forget the actress's name, but they had that scene where Reagan like pushes her and she like hits the wall, and they had this whole like contraption to pull her back, but she actually severely hurt her back in that scene. Like, horror movies are not fun to be on.
No.
Well, they say that with The Shining, that
Stanley Kubrick
made the whole
door.
breaking down the door scene.
200.
Yeah, it was like 230 times, to where it literally, traumatized Shelley Long.
Yeah.
To where to this day she's like, I can't watch that movie because it gives me flashbacks of the horror of that.
Let's take
2
a minute.
days or whatever.
Let's take a minute to go back to The Exorcist for a minute and talk about Reagan. What did she ever do after that, aside from like, adult film? Like, I
She
mean,
was
like,
on an episode of Supernatural.
Think about what horror movies actually do to people. Like, we always say, "Oh man, it's really creepy to have children in horror movies," but think about what horror movies do to children.
Well,
She shoved a fucking crucifix in her pussy multiple times, and she was like, "Eat it, eat it."
well, she got death threats because of that.
Yeah.
Like, her parents allowed her. They said, "Okay, we're going to allow you to film this," but like for a long time, she didn't do anything because people were sending her actual death threats, and her parents feared for her life.
As a child actor, you think she's getting a commercial after that? Like,
Oh, hell no.
like she's not getting shit.
She
after
is not
that.
going to be in a McDonald's commercial selling Happy Meals after that.
So whatever happened to that? Like,
Yeah, it's they definitely do have a effect on the actor,
oh,
not
absolutely.
just not just in a mental aspect or a growing aspect, whatever.
You get
But,
typecasted.
Yeah,
You get
Oh, yeah.
typecasted. You get typecasted. I mean, what has Robert Englund done? He did some.
It's almost like
he was in
It's almost like
Hatchet.
the blacklistings back in the day. It's
For
pretty
sure.
much like getting blacklisted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Robert Englund did some theater, but like when you're talking about movies, have you ever seen Robert Englund in a movie that wasn't a horror film?
No. Pretty much everything I've seen him in is.
And he's a legit
No, there's
he's a
one.
legit actor.
I've only seen him
I
in
can't
Wes
think of
Craven
it.
films.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is one that I saw the other day, and I was like, "What?" And I can't remember what it was.
What is everyone's favorite? All right, so we're gonna go through. We're gonna pick a franchise. What is everyone's favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? You already said it. It's Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Probably Dream Warriors. Are you gonna say Dream Warriors too?
Okay, so I want to say Dream Warriors because I mean it's just, to me, it has the best humor. It's got the Dream Warriors, but I think I have to go full on the first one.
Yeah, the
first
original.
one.
Without the original, you wouldn't have gotten to Dream Warriors. Or,
That's all I
I mean,
think about.
okay, the scene.
The alley
Long
scene.
arm.
Yeah.
The alley scene.
Okay, but the scene that makes me pick that one is the one where they're at the school and they're in the hallway with all the lockers, and you just see the body bag like being pulled by the legs, like that. I love that scene.
For me,
love
it
it.
was the wall when he's
Yep.
stretching
Yes.
out the wall,
Yeah, for sure.
making the crucifix pop off.
Yes.
Or when
Johnny Depp scene.
no, not
The
well,
crop
yeah,
top.
The blood.
Yeah.
the blood.
The man
the
crop
blood
top.
fountain
No,
coming
I'm-
out of the
I'm
bed.
talking
Talk about
about
horrible
when
scening for that.
I'm talking about when Homeboy gets framed. She's up on the ceiling.
Yes.
Up on the
Oh,
ceiling.
yeah.
That's
Well,
one of the.
the way they made that
That
was
is
amazing. So I just recently read the book on like the whole making of the first movie. The whiskey's got my voice sounding weird. Okay, so that scene, like they were talking about the making of it and that whole like box mechanism that they had. Another thing that like the actors were just so worn out,
wanna
they
go
were
outside,
bruised, they
don't
were
you?
beaten, but it is amazing the way they made that whole scene.
For me, it's Wes Craven's A New Nightmare.
Hey, my man, because how meta it is.
I love
Of how
it.
meta is.
I love
Because
meta.
it's so stupid and confusing. Because
It's amazing.
the actors are playing themselves in real life.
Can we talk about how terrible that kid is? How
And,
he's
yeah.
he's such a bad actor.
I mean,
And
at least he's
then-
not Andy from friggin' Child's Play.
And then
He's damn near Andy from Child's Play.
Nobody is Andy from Child's Play.
Did
Andy
you watch?
was good. I like Andy. I liked him.
I'm judging
He's
you.
better than this kid.
I'm
That
judging
kid's
you.
terrible.
He's better than the kid from
That kid's
A New
terrible.
Nightmare.
You've seen A New Nightmare. You
No,
have.
I have,
But that kid
but-
is such a bad actor.
And then what's it hurts my head. It's so bad I like it because the dad from the first one starts playing his character and he's driving a cop car around. And then she's
great.
back
It's
at her
great.
house and Wes Craven's fucking in it. He's writing the script as it goes,
Yeah.
and the makeup is a little bit more refined. And you
Yeah.
can actually see him in
Yeah.
broad light.
And then you
like-
see the claw, and it's actually like bone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really good thing. Well, I mean, honorable mention is Freddy versus Jason because it falls in the continuity. I
Yeah.
guess, if we're gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, best soundtrack out of all the films.
Oh yeah, in the second one, I just watched that. I've never watched all the way through.
'Kay.
But the fact that Freddy Krueger was taking over his body, and one of the best scenes is when he's coming out of his stomach.
So
and he
there's
just kind of like a shell. Like
a lot
pops out
of
it.
people like, not that it matters to me, but a lot of people think that there's a lot of like homoerotic things in that, right? Like there's look it up, Google it.
It's worth a Google.
Yeah.
It's worth,
a Google. No, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, look it up. There's a lot of homoerotic like
The
parallels.
coach.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely
You
saw
see it, right?
Oh, I
okay.
definitely
It's
saw
there.
it.
It's for sure there.
Oh yeah, well, because I'm pretty sure you went to a gay bar.
He basically
They
did.
didn't say it was a gay bar, but it was only fucking dudes in leathers. And
Can we
shit.
talk about Friday? Not Friday. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. The pool scene is like one of the better scenes. In
That is a cool scene.
of the franchise, I think.
Yeah.
He puts on the
wouldn't
sunglasses.
say
I
of the
love it. I love it.
franchise.
I mean, I just personally
Let's
like
not
it.
get
He puts on the
wild.
glasses and he fucking sets everybody on fire. It's great.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
So with y'all's show, y'all do a lot of horror.
We do.
Are you looking to put some of the other hobbies that y'all both have? I know that, you're big into music.
I am. Originally, so when we came up with the name Nerd Squish, it was basically going to be like, all right, so we're nerdy, so we love comic books, we love movies, we love music, we love all this stuff. So the original focus was we're all these things that you're nerdy about, right? So you have people who love football, you have people that love wrestling, you have people that love music, you have people that love comic books. They're nerds in their own aspect, right?
Right.
So the whole thought of it is, all right, you're a nerd. Let's squish it all together. So like, take all your interests and throw it together. That was the whole reason we came up with the name Nerd Squish. Primarily, it started off with comic books and conventions and cosplay, and then it sort of filtered into horror because that's been something that's been a big passion of both of ours. But eventually, I mean, yeah, definitely, it could. One video that we've been talking about doing since it came out, probably in the last month or so, was talking about there's a band called Ice Nine Kills that did, which is really right up our alley. They did an album called The Silver Scream, where they did an album which every song is about a horror movie. So
All
we're
right.
talking about picking our top 5 off of that and like throwing in like, what we think about it, talking about what movie it's based off, da-da-da-da-da, all that stuff. And I mean, so yeah, that's pretty much how that works out. But eventually I would like to start throwing in more music and maybe even doing covers of movie songs or maybe comic book songs or video game songs. I just have to get the recording studio together, which, obviously costs money. So
Yeah.
putting it all
Money and time.
I don't have a lot of either one of those.
Right.
I work out. I'm still afloat.
So where can people follow y'all?
So we are on both Instagram and Facebook. Instagram, we're Nerd Squish NOLA. Facebook, we're just Nerd Squish, but you can follow us there. We post, and every time we have a new video or anything like that. And, we post just like random other stuff that people probably don't care about, but hey, you're going to watch it. But yeah, come follow us, come talk to us. And
most
good.
importantly, go and follow them on YouTube. So then you get notified when
There's a
y'all
lot
do
of
put out new
content.
content.
Hit that
There's a
bell.
lot
Hit
of-
that
Yeah.
bell.
yeah, so
Lot
not
of
only can you
content.
subscribe now, but now you can hit the bell on YouTube and it notifies you every time
Yep.
somebody you're subscribed to puts up a new video. You're like, they're
I
like,
get emails.
hey,
I make it
ooh,
where
official.
every
like
single
that.
time certain people I like to follow and I want to know when they come out with the video. You hit the notifications, get that email. Boom.
Pow.
Pow.
Done. Next.
So I want to thank y'all for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This has been awesome.
We have a game ready for y'all as well.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
Oh yeah.
stay
There's been some
tuned.
controversy about the last time I
Yeah, the
was
last
here.
time that
He cheats.
Cheater.
yeah, the last
Oh,
time
my
that
bad.
Matt came on.
We'll see what happens this time, but
You can't really cheat on this one.
Oh.
I am having some afterthought though to the game. I wish I would have done name that horror movie again. I've done it one other time, and the person was able just to pop them off. Which I should. If you guys ever come back, I gotta do that.
okay.
Challenge
All right.
accepted.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a long list.
That's gonna be the next one.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the game.
All right.
Tight.
Hey, you guys, I did knock it over.
I've got to piss so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm next in line. I mean, would it be a day with Matt if you weren't? That's the question.
Hey, Devin.
One thing
Yes.
is I did not crop the recording button. So for
Girl, you
half
better
of it,
stop yawning,
I
yeah.
usually go and unhit it. That's why I got up.
Yeah.
So for half of it, you just need to crop that
hopefully
part in.
I
Just to
didn't
get
fuck
it
that
out.
up like this
Alright.
carpet.
Morero.
Alright.
From that Rero motherfucker.
Rainbow.
That Rero.
Hold on. All right. And we're back to list that price. We have 3 new contestants today. We're going to introduce them real quick. We have Matthew, we have Tracy, and we have Pickle. Matthew, how about you tell us where you're from?
That Rero, bruh. I'm from Marrero. That's
Tracy?
where I live currently.
Marrero.
And Pickle.
Metri, brah.
All right. Well, now that we got that out the way, we're going to go ahead and go to the first item. It's a metal folding chair. Needs some paint and needs some cushion, as is. Go ahead, and I'm going to give you 15 seconds, and you're going to go ahead and list that price. Ready, set, go. Make sure to hide those answers. All right. You guys ready? Go ahead and show me your answers.
I kind of mic in my way.
All right, it is $5.
$5.
So? Since you went over Pickle,
Ooh, ooh,
you do not get the point, and Matthew's the closest one with $4.30.
Paya.
Wait, you had 30 cents?
That's right. I was accurate. That's what I am.
Oh.
You round up.
Oh,
I feel like I
Lord.
got the shittiest marker.
No, you just don't know how to marker.
Would you like another marker? Catch.
Oh, God.
It hit my hand.
Wow, you suck.
All right, while he's looking away, here's the next item. It's a Gibson electric guitar.
That's,
Ooh.
is that really a Gibson?
Double cutaway.
That
That's
is a
not a
nice
real-
looking guitar.
That's not a real Gibson. Look at the headstock. It does not say Gibson.
This is
doesn't?
Craigslist, people.
I'm going to say...
Time's up. Show me the answers.
Schwamp.
I said $75, Bob.
Name's not Bob. It's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Ooh, it looks like all of you have
Ooh.
busted. No points for anyone on this one.
Son
Damn
of
it,
a
Kevin.
bitch.
Damn it.
Son of a bitch.
All right, we're going to go to the next item.
Son of a
I
bitch.
love how he hid where it was from. Like that was a
Yeah,
giveaway.
if you put Kenner, then we all would have known.
I would have been like $1.
$50,
Count.
bro.
Ooh.
All right, so we have a couch from Ponchatoula. It's a great couch. It was in the driveway earlier and got a little rain to the top couch cushions. It was here when we moved in and we want it out of the garage. You can come pick it up and move it by yourself, Well, I don't see anyone moving it by themselves. Probably take 2 people.
No.
Call or text Laura. So, does everyone have their answers?
I got it. I got the answer for Laura.
So let's go. Oh yeah, I gotta do this.
Are we doing that now? Is that happening?
Let's go ahead and show those answers, folks.
He
Oh, no.
I said a
he
penny.
Ooh,
I said free with some strawberries.
free.
That's right,
Free with some
motherfucker. Cause
Oh.
Ponchatoula.
Damn it, Laura.
Look
God.
at that. Matthew is currently in the lead with 2 points right now.
There's no way I can cheat on this
He
one.
cheats. No, he cheats. It's happening.
Let's go ahead and go to the next answer. I'll give you 15 seconds.
Rare, elegant, 1830s tiger maple. What a motherfucker.
Covered.
I don't see no
Tulane
stripes.
professor must reluctantly sell this family item before moving overseas. It is a beautiful and unusual piece in excellent condition, perfect for a refined, high-ceiling home. Circa 1830, dimensions 94 1/2 by 58 1/2, 27 1/2 depth. It has all of the original glass all in place. This piece is appraised for, well, can't tell you that. Standard market
Hey.
value. You will not find another at my asking price. Now, I will tell you what that appraised for. $18,000. But it is not that
Maybe
much.
He's asking for more.
Nope, he's actually asking for less. I'll give you that little hint right there.
I
It
feel like-
is below appraised value.
I feel like I'm gonna win again. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Because you cheat?
How
So
do I
let's-
cheat? You just
Oh, and it's an Audubon.
Mm.
So,
takes a
show
sip.
me those answers.
I said $7,000.
All right, we have 12,000 with Matthew, $99 with Tracy.
This is 1200.
1,200? Oh,
Yeah.
my bad, 1,200. And then 7,000 with Pickle. See the answer?
Ooh.
$7,000
Holy
exactly.
fucking shit balls.
Okay, I guess I don't know anything about tiger maple.
Who's buying
Well, just
tiger?
seeing that it was circa 1830 with all the original glass, and then once he said it was appraised for 20, I figured probably about half-ish of
Why are you
that.
putting that much thought
See,
into
you
this?
did the good thing and you read things. I didn't do that.
I didn't listen to anything that
1830.
was said, nor did I read.
What's reading?
All right, well, let's go ahead and go to the next item. Ooh, a 1999 RAV4. It will run, but no power when giving gas.
What? What does that even mean?
What's happening, Craigslist?
Does it? What?
All right, 15 seconds.
Oh no.
All right,
Mine's too
15
high.
seconds are up. Let's see what it is. Show me those answers.
$200.
Mine's
Let's
way
see.
too high.
What is
Way
that?
too high.
What is that? 3,000 for
3,000.
Matthew,
3,000.
5,000 for Tracy, and
That's a f-
$200 for Pickle.
Yeah, if it doesn't run.
Mine's
come
mine's
on.
way too high.
Ooh, all of you busted. It was
Mine's-
$100.
Mine's way too high.
I suck at this.
All right, let's
I'm
go.
still winning, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you're
'Cause you're
only winning by
cheating.
one. Winning by
Oh
one.
no, I have a green hand.
Let's go to the next item. And this is our second to last item
That's not Cancun.
for the night. It is a Cancun Thanksgiving week. We had a last minute cancellation for a rental we made for Cancun Thanksgiving weekend. And, you know, a whole bunch of other stuff, you know, personal spa. Guests have access to vacation award winning Spitanium, you know.
Spitanium.
Yeah, innovators of tequila infused massages and skin treatments.
It's a lot of words.
But great for families and kid friendly activities.
Spantoons for families.
I don't know how to do. What are vacations? I don't know how much vacations cost. I just show up to them.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
All right, see the answers?
I said 5 large, like 5K, bruh.
5K,
4,000
man.
for Matt,
Yep.
3,500 for Tracy, and 5 large for Pickle. All right, let's see what the market value price for this is. $2,800. So let's see.
Everyone busted.
Everyone busted.
I got
All
the
right.
closest.
So,
yeah, but you were over. If you were under, then it would be
You know
fine.
what? You're over.
Over under.
The next item is actually right behind me. And,
set.
Let me go
What is
ahead
it
and
worth?
get it real quick.
Pickle's gonna know. I'll drop it.
Oh my god. I'm going full Matt tonight.
Let me go ahead and grab it for you.
Oh no.
This
Is this gonna be the Great American Challenge?
give you a little bit of this.
Because I happen to know the market price for that.
My penis?
No. It's a pumpkin.
Oh shit! I do love pumpkins.
I know this.
That is that's not the Walgreen one because it's painted
No, boy,
correctly.
because it's painted right.
So this is a, Halloween pumpkin thing you put candy in, right?
yeah,
Right.
All
yeah.
right. And this is the Bernstein Bears book.
Bears on wheels.
Bears on Wheels.
That is a
Cumulative. Blah blah
and,
blah.
and inside, whoever wins this will get some Pickle Scoop memorabilia.
Oh shit.
Would you just look at it?
The memorabilia is not included in price. I just want the asking price. And whoever gets closer, even if you go over or under to these two items, will win the prize.
I'm already done.
Can you scoot over with your tongue out your mouth?
Never.
All right, let's go ahead and see those answers. All right, pickle showing $4.99, then $299, and then $19.95. Matthew showing $27.
I feel like I overshot it quite a
and
bit.
Tracy showing $10. Tracy, you were the closest person because this is $2 from a garage sale down the street.
Women be shopping. Women be shopping.
Okay, but actual retail price, that would be like $10.
But also,
I'm just letting you know.
women be shopping.
I mean,
So, in all, Matthew, you won with 2 points. Tracy, you have 1 point. Tied with Pickle, also with 1 point.
we
I
suck.
like. I would like to thank my guest for coming on. List that price. Hope you had a great time, and I'll catch you next week.
When you're this good, you're just this good.
All right. Again, I'd like to thank our guests tonight,
Matthew.
Nerd Squish. Yeah,
And Tracy, Nerd Squish.
that was a great time.
I had a
Be
wonderful
sure to
time.
follow their YouTube channel or subscribe to their YouTube channel,
Yep.
Nerd Squish. You can follow them on
Instagram.
Instagram
And Facebook.
Nerd Squish on Facebook. I think it's Nerd Squish NOLA on Instagram.
Instagram.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. The Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And the message coming from my eyes says leave it alone. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some I'm going to Wichita, far from this hopper forevermore. I'm gonna work the straw, make the sweat drip out of every pore. And I'm bleeding and I'm bleeding and I'm bleeding right before the Lord. All the words are gonna bleed for me and I will sing no more. And the stains coming from my blood tell me go back home. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody is looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
Tonight we have a video that y'all just saw.
Yep, that was Ginger and the Bee's new music video, Sweet Dreams, Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, you can check out Ginger and the Bee every week on the Sunday Buzz on their YouTube channel, Ginger and the Bee. You can also check out gingerandthebee.com or at Ginger and the Bee on pretty much all the social medias. Additionally, January 4th, Ginger and the Bee will be playing with Jack Locke at Southport Hall in the deck room.
In the deck room.
So, this week, well, I guess.
I mean, you can't
to
really
start-
tell.
yeah.
You can't tell with you, but me, I'm wearing this Mr. Rogers sweater because it's actually
Yeah.
kind of cold.
Yeah, it's getting real nice out there for the weather.
Yeah.
I actually turned on the heater for a little bit last night. First time of the year.
It got a little too hot. I actually had to turn on the AC. I had to counteract my heater.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm loving this weather.
Yeah.
I
mean,
hope
so-
that it stays like this from here on.
it's just right.
Yeah.
Yesterday was too cold when it was raining, but right now, just right.
Just perfect.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that we've talked really since Halloween.
Yeah, we really don't talk too much.
Well, I've talked to you, but
No, you don't talk.
we
to me.
haven't talked on here. What'd you do on Halloween night, Mr. Devon?
Well, you know, since it's post Halloween, Halloween night, I went uptown, and I had a lot of first Halloween night. I went and saw a sideshow act with Sideshow Matt. He took me to see the Squidling Brothers, and I've seen a lot of sideshow performers.
Yeah.
I've seen, sword swallowing, I've seen
Well, you've
Strong
seen
men
Matt
acts,
eating
glass.
bulbs
I mean,
and
I've
drills.
I've
and
seen
all that
the
kind of stuff.
oddities that the world has have to offer.
Yeah.
I have not seen all of them. I know that. But Halloween night, I saw a man take a coat hanger, shove it down his throat, and pull a king cake baby out of his stomach.
Yeah, fuck that.
He was like, "Man, I love This is how he walks up. I love New Orleans. My wife knows how to make king cakes, and I'll eat the entire king cake, including the baby." And he casually pulls out the hanger, and he just shoves it down. And he pulls it out, And what is attached to the end of the hanger? A little plastic baby. If you're from New Orleans, you know what I'm talking about. A little plastic king cake baby. And I'm thinking like, well, there's no magnet on the hanger, so he literally had to fish around in his stomach and pull out the little baby. And then he performed an act which he was banned from Coney Island for life for being deemed too dangerous. He did his sword swallowing. He did, some sword swallowing. But he did some breakdancing also. He swallowed a sword, got on his stomach, and then proceeded to do the worm.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of balls.
And you know how sword swallowing works when you go down the throat. If you bend the top this way, the end of the sword goes that way, and vice versa, And he was doing this with his body, just jingling around in there, and he was kicked out of Coney Island for life, banned from performing. So I got to see 2 oddities. Then I got to see someone do the human pincushion, and it sounds like how I said, a pincushion. Dude took needles and jammed it through his forearm and was going through it crazy, and he went through his neck, and then he started taking needle and thread and started sewing up his body. And then I saw a smaller man, I don't know the proper term,
A dwarf?
Yeah. Do burlesque. That was a first. And then I saw a man with a fireball thing, fucking doing crazy shit. He was kind of, how David Bowie in The Labyrinth was doing this?
Yeah.
Pretty much he was doing that with flaming balls. So
he was contact juggling.
He was contact juggling with flaming balls. And then I got to see a man put a hook through his eyelid and then pull another man in a wheelchair across the stage.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then there's so much. Guy who can't be cut. He walked up a stair of machetes, which they proved how sharp they were because they took a cantaloupe, put it on his chest, and took the machete and cut it through, and it didn't cut him. He walked up a stair of machetes, not flat, the edge facing up, walked up, and then dove off into a pile of glass, and did not get cut. And then, to top it off, the very first thing, the best thing I saw all night, they took 2 forks, attached a pickle. I know you like this one. Attached a pickle and ran electrical current through it. Turned the lights off. And you got to see the electricity flowing through, cooking the pickle. That was the thing to top it off. It was a 3.5 hour show for $10. It was a 3.5 hour show. And it was just so long. Not long in a bad sense, but it had so much to offer. And I highly recommend, if you hear about the Squidling brothers coming to town, you have to see them. That's just a must-see. Definitely.
It definitely sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely worth the $10. They're very friendly people, and they put on a great show. And they put their necks literally on the line. It's crazy what they do,
So for Halloween, all I did was handed out candy here.
That's lame.
Well, I got to see all the kids in the costumes and whatnot.
When the kids in the costumes,
The kids
and
in the
the
costumes.
Butterfingers, and the candy and the Kit Kats, and yeah.
So let's see. I guess we should point out we are drinking out of branded mugs, and earlier today we posted a picture of the new branding on the studio here.
Yes, yeah. When you come, the first thing you see at the studio, it's not just a building, but you see the scoop. Stay in the loop.
That's right.
Because if you want to stay in the loop,
you watch the scoop.
Yeah, you pretty much just watch the scoop. Yeah. Yeah. We got mugs. We already have the T-shirts out there. You can get those T-shirts.
Yeah.
The link's out there. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's on our Facebook page, and you can get those scoop T-shirts.
Yeah, we'll repost it.
And yeah, we'll post some of these mugs too.
Let's see. speaking of branding, we are working on a new podcast that's going to be coming out. Well, a new video
Do tell.
show. It's called Classic Gaming Calamity.
Calamity?
Calamity.
Oh, classic gaming calamity.
So it's going to be myself, K-Goat, Shane, and
Shane Troxler?
Shane Troxler, and Paul Underwood doing, playing some retro games and giving commentary.
So, not just retro games, though. You got old games, new games,
Well,
games that haven't been invented yet. All the games, pretty much.
we're going to be playing some interesting games from our past.
Mm-hmm.
And
discussing about it, really.
discussing it, yeah. So stay tuned for that one. If you haven't subscribed already, we do have a Facebook page out for that and a YouTube.
And a YouTube.
Classic Gaming Calamity. While we're talking about podcasts, I have one other podcast that's
In the
gonna
works?
that's definitely in the works. I'm going to be doing a podcast dedicated to my favorite time, which is a little bit under 100 days away now.
Oh, God. Please don't tell me you're talking about Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras.
Oh, God.
Yes. So I'm going to be interviewing different characters from Mardi Gras, shall we say? You know, whether they be crew dignitaries or various Mardi Gras legends. You know, people like Arthur Hardy or Blaine Kern. I'd like to get a couple, but
Maybe some Zulu people?
yeah. So we have a couple ideas out there that we're going to be working on that one. So stay tuned.
What's the number of parades you have to beat this year?
Well, we're not really doing the parade chase per se.
You're not doing the chase?
We're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to try and experience a lot of the things about Mardi Gras that we know it's happening and it's a tradition around Mardi Gras. Perfect example, the greasing of the poles or, the meeting of the Indian tribes. Little things like that we don't experience every year.
Mm-hmm.
We're
So
gonna
you're
try and
you're
out
gonna
of our
go
way to see.
get the traditions.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will still more than likely
So
catch
bring something out.
way more parades than anyone else.
Yeah, you're
know.
you're gonna be taking things from the shadows that really not too many know about and bring it into the light.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, what's some other stuff that you've been up to this week?
I don't know. Well, I went to Rise out in Tickfall.
How was that?
Well, it's been about 2 years since I've been able to go. I went in 2016, and within the past 2 years, they've definitely made some changes. Now, they still have the zombie paintball, which is what it sounds like. You're on a moving trailer, like a hayride in a sense, and you have paintballs, and there's zombies coming out at you, and you're just wailing them with paintballs, pretty much. It's about like a 15-minute, 20-minute little ride, and you just kind of whale people with paintballs, and, it's fun shooting people in the face in the garage with paintballs. And then they have the haunted house, which is, as always, intense characters, costumes, and that's the big thing I'm a stickler for, and I'll get to that about
The detail.
well, no, the park out in City Park, the
Scout Island?
Scout Island Screen Park. Thank you. I'll get to that. I'm coming for you. Rise, though, their attention to detail on costumes, acting, they have great quality control. The sets are good quality. Nothing compared to 13th Gate, by all means. 13th Gate's just the pinnacle up there, The haunted house is great. They added on the asylum, which is an interactive walkthrough tour that they had, and I went through with 4 other strangers and you walk in, and nurse comes out, and it's not really on the scare. It's no jump scares whatsoever. It's purely on acting alone, and it's just I was just baffled by it. I'm like, wow, this is good. Like these people actually have to rehearse lines and get in the character, the costumes, and you're walking pretty much through asylum, and the nurse comes out, doctor comes out, and they're kind of like measuring you up. You go into a room where they give you your your almost like your straight jackets and your pants, and then you go into the next room, and it's a patient, and then the patients start taking over as you go in, and then one of the patients has the one of the doctors locked up and is doing experiments on them, and they're just kind of interacting with you, and then put you in a cage, and it's just all the actors are just phenomenal.
So
And
how many times did you almost poop your pants?
There's a couple times that they came up and touched me. When one guy electrocuted himself in a chair, that got me. But it's more or less watching. I don't scare easily. There's few times that when they get me, I'm like, oh, you got me.
Yeah.
I'll let them know. But whenever they put me in a pitch black room, but like it's not really jump scares aren't my thing. It's being off-put, uncomfortable. I like being uncomfortable. If you can make me uncomfortable, then you're doing good. And the interacting with the people was what definitely got me, because they're not just like, bah! No, they're like, hello, oh, look at you, and they start touching you, and then they start hurting, like almost hurting themselves. And one chick was doing like rolling around type thing, or doing this contortion thing, rolling around the ground, and you're having to step over her, being uncomfortable in that sense. Just at the same time, they were getting everyone else in the group. It was just hilarious for me. I was laughing the entire time. And then they have the haunted hayride, which was a animal human experiment gone wrong, And
So like a man bear pig?
yeah, where they had the hooves on their hands, like yeah. And yeah, great haunted house. I wasn't able to go 13th Gate this year, but I hear they're about to vamp up 13th Gate. It's about to get good. It's about to get got. 13th Gate has some stuff coming along. New Orleans Nightmare, like I said before, maybe they'll come up with something next year, out of the escape rooms, Yeah, not going to make me like, oh, you have escape rooms. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just not the same intensity, so can't really say. Now, Scout Island Scream Park, I'm coming for you, because the costumes that you guys had in the Devil Swamp was just piss poor, because you relied too much on the darkness, which isn't a bad thing, but it was inconsistent. You would have, like I said before I went, you have that in between, which is great. I appreciate it for what it was, but you would have one thing over here, you'd walk for 5 minutes, and you'd have another little setup right here. So you'd like go through a barn, then you'd go through a church. Now, at certain points, the costumes were fantastic. When I went through the graveyard church, these vampires, their costumes were movie quality. I'm like, wow. And then you go through a little bit more, and there's a lot of good scares. But what really off-put me was the frequency of how many times I saw someone wearing black jeans, a black shirt, black short sleeve t-shirt. By the way, I can just see their arms, and they're just wearing like a rat mask, like literally whiskers and all, like a rat.
Yeah.
And they're just like, bah! Pop out the bushes. Great jump scare, ha ha, whatever. But the costumes, just wearing tennis shoes, like. And what sucks is those people that did the vampire costumes, the movie quality stuff. They put so much time in the costume, into their costumes, just to have some dude come in and like, I'm gonna wear jeans and a t-shirt and a rat mask. I'm gonna hop out, ha ha ha.
Yeah, they downgraded the quality
entire
of the other
Yeah,
cast.
you're only as strong as your weakest cast member.
Yeah.
I will just say that. And they had some good quality sets and some good quality scares, but at the same time, there's just too many. And like, if I only saw it one time, hey, that one guy, but I saw it more than once where they're just wearing jeans and a fucking t-shirt, and
Yeah.
that is my biggest thing. And even when I worked at House of Shock, I would walk through, and when I saw people, their costume would be phenomenal, and then I would see Converse. That's just like, well, your costume sucks. It could be the greatest costume ever, but if you had shoes that actually matched it, then
Yeah.
like, you got to be open for critique. And I'm surprised no one told the guy, like, hey, dude, you get a better costume. Like, I mean, shit, put some put a blanket over you or something. I don't know. Like, the blanket
just a
would be
long
better.
sleeve shirt and black gloves.
Yeah, just black yourself out, but you're just wearing a short sleeve t-shirt. I can see your arms, and it's just, it's just the smallest details, like dirtying your hands up. You're out in City Park, just put your hands in some mud, roll around in the mud.
Yeah.
Like, do some stuff like that. That was my biggest thing about that. I feel like next year, if they do it again, I'm pretty sure they are, it'll be better. They kind of it's their first year, working out some kinks, I understand, but, it was just too disorienting in a sense.
Yeah.
You're like, you didn't know where to go and what to do.
Let's see. Thursday, I went to Never Ever at Bank Street Bar.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer in that band is actually one of my best friends from birth. Like when
Oh, you guys were born together?
when he saw me show up, he was talking with someone, and they were like, "Oh, how long have y'all known each other?" And he was like, "Birth," because he's a month younger than me.
Yeah, when you guys were
And he
born, when you guys were
lived- and he
born
lived
together
2 houses away from me.
at the
so
hospital, you guys were put right next to each other, right?
Pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
I was home already.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, some of my earliest memories are, playing sports with Josh or playing with Hot Wheels or GI Joes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to see him. The band, they were cool. They had half of it was had like a 50s New Orleans rock band feel to it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other half had like a Johnny Cash-ish feel with a woman singer.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I hope to see them play again.
Yeah.
This week I saw a couple videos come out.
Vidges?
Vidges. I saw Mr. Ricky becoming quite the sandwich king. Huh?
The one and only.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much shed some light on Subway's deep dark secrets, on their secret recipe on how to make a Black Forest ham sandwich.
Well, he's just a hardcore fan. I mean,
Yeah, he's never worked for Subway or anything. Never worked for Subway. That's a disclaimer. So,
yeah, he's just a super fan of it.
super fan.
And-
He went online, bought the T-shirt, bought the hat, and he got the wrong size T-shirt. But
Yeah,
still, at the
buying
same
it on
time, he's gonna
eBay.
wear it.
Right.
He's kind of outgrown the T-shirt. I think he got it when he was a kid, but I think it was like a medium small. Yeah, he made 2 videos. One, Black Forest ham sandwich, and the
Yes.
second one, the meatball sub, which everyone loves. And both of those videos are on YouTube, and it's kind of really popular with Subway employees. It's just being passed around like not really a hot potato, but more of a hot
mushy sandwich.
a hot mushy Subway sandwich. And yeah, Subway, free plug for Subway
Yeah.
on Ricky's part. And the second thing would be Ricky made another video.
I saw this.
Did you see it? Did you?
Did you?
Did you, Pickle? Now do you see?
Now do you see?
Well, I mean, I hope you see it. It was on our page. It was
Yeah.
Ricky.
Ricky is now also trying to get, I guess, a little extra fame underneath him
Yeah.
by breaking some of these world records.
Yeah. So Ricky got the solar guitar promotion,
Right.
you know, and he thought, you know what, I'm not satisfied with solar guitars promoting me.
As having just them behind them.
Yeah, no, I want Subway, and I want gold medals and Guinness World Records.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He
it
wants
only
to break
makes sense.
them.
Yeah.
You know, he's not. He does not settle. Ricky does not settle. He has, Event Horizon, and then now he's doing this. You know, he has his fingers in a whole bunch of pies. So
Wait, is this foreshadowing that he's gonna
make pies? No,
he's gonna do something with pies?
No.
where he's
no, he does not have. No, hopefully not.
most fingers in one pie.
Oh God. Well, hopefully it's only 5, because you want. Anyway, well, the first video was eating a hot dog with no
Yes.
hands.
Which it looked like. I guess that one's apparently a lot easier than it seems because he beat the record.
Yeah.
Correct?
Not on the first try. Not on the first try. On the second try, he got it in 18 seconds, which the old record I think was 21 seconds. Now, paperwork pending right now with Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, we
They're-
can officially say that.
Yeah, but I mean, technically, people, Ricky has the record for eating.
Ricky did it.
Yeah, Ricky has the record right now for
So-
eating a hot dog with no hands. So, not to brag. or anything.
Ricky,
Yeah,
buddy,
congratulations.
we saw that, baby.
And we got a premiere tomorrow, Sunday, the 11th, at 1 p.m. I mean, depending on when this video comes out, either before or after, plug it anyway. You guys already know about it because it's trending.
Yes.
Ricky eats Kit Kat bar with no hands. And I can't tell you, does he
Yeah.
get it? Does he get the record? Does he not get the record?
Man,
I don't know.
something
I edited the
tells me that-
video. I don't know.
Something tells me that this one's another one that it's just so ridiculously easy that he's gonna smash this record. I have full faith in Ricky. So Ricky,
I can't tell
I
you.
got you, buddy.
I don't.
got you. You're
I don't
gonna
know.
Get this one.
I don't know.
You're gonna get this one. I know it.
Ricky made me edit the video with a blindfold, so I don't know what happens.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't
That's
film
fine.
it. I didn't film it.
so
Then he has 2 other videos. Can't tell you what they are,
Yeah.
but he's gonna attempt them.
He's gonna have probably 50 records by the end of this month.
Yeah, probably not. No, probably not.
He's gonna gain like 50 pounds
He's gonna gain like 50 pounds for
because
doing
he's
all
eating
these
all
food.
these like.
Oh, afterwards he's like, dude,
Cats
he's like, my stomach is. What are you doing, dude? His stomach was hurting afterwards. I was making him eat a lot of food. I'm like, now eat this pretzel. I'm like, now eat the sandwich. All right, now because we had the
Make
Subway.
a sandwich.
Now
and
make
then
a sandwich,
Eat it.
then eat it. Yeah. So that's a new tradition here on the Scoop, where we attempt to beat world records.
Yeah. So if you see a world record out, a
Blah.
world record out there that you think that you would like to see us take on,
Yeah.
send it to us on our Facebook,
Yeah. Message us on Facebook.
and we'll be happy to try it.
Food. It doesn't have to just be food. It can be anything else. And we'll try it. We're at your.
We'll consider it.
No. We're gonna try it.
Well, I mean, what if the world record that someone brings up is smashing your dick with a Paul Bean hammer? You know.
I mean, then I'm
well-
gonna get Sideshow Matt over here.
True.
Yeah. I think he'd be down for that one. Well, so there's that. So we have some upcoming videos with Ricky and beating some world records.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
You got anything? Also this week we are going to be releasing the Po' Boy.
Oh shit!
I know that tomorrow is Po' Boy Fest,
The official commencement.
but we are going to.
Do our own Po' Boy Fest.
That's right. I think we're gonna have 15, I think is what the.
I think that's the where I draw the line. 15 solid picks from you.
Yeah, from you,
people.
the listeners,
The people.
the people.
The people. The people have spoken. It's the people's po' boy.
Yes.
We have, I'm pretty sure it's 15. You'll find out once we post it on Facebook. We're going to have a battle royale in our mouths with po' boys.
With po' boys.
Yeah, pretty much. An exhibition. The po' boys.
So, yeah, stay tuned. We're
Stay
going to
tuned
be
for that.
releasing that list. And also, I think in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing the.
It's going to be hard. We're going to somehow
It's
manage.
pretty much going to be its own show.
Yeah, its own
Just
thing.
because we're eating 15 po' boys and giving
Yeah.
our critique of it.
Yep.
So, yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yep.
It's going to be one to definitely
So
see.
one thing I do every year for the past couple of years is I go to this little, independent theater thing called the No Ring Circus.
Okay.
Sideshow Matt brought me to one where he was a suicidal clown. He was trying to kill himself throughout the entire show. He'd have a little noose that's too small or a bungee noose that wouldn't stick, and eventually he gets the right one. It's kind of like the soup. Too hot, too
Yeah.
cold, just right,
Just right.
Yeah, then he kills himself.
Matt's dead?
Yeah, Matt's dead. Anywho, moving
Aw.
on. This year they have a different type of show. With I really haven't gone and seen it. I'm going to see it this Thursday. They have a show this Thursday, this Friday, and next Saturday. Tickets are like $20, but it's like a 3-hour show where it's like this independent theater where it's really introspective. They have some music. They have some burlesque. It's got a little variety show. You never know what's going to happen. That's the point of it. They don't let any videos leak. Very closed off thing. You're not allowed to bring your cameras in. So really it's a word of mouth type thing. Where,
That's cool.
yeah, so you don't know what's going to happen. So every year I go in.
Not knowing what to think, yeah.
It's different. So you really don't know what to expect. But it's always a good, decent show. And sometimes it's very dark humor. Sometimes it's kind of funny. There's some dancing involved. There's some laughs. You cry, you laugh, have a few drinks,
Cut up a little.
Yeah. And
Have a good time.
have a good time. But it's a decent show. It's over at the Fortress of Lushington, off of Burgundy Street. And, I highly recommend. I showed up last year without buying my ticket in advance, and there was barely enough seats. I highly recommend you buy tickets through Facebook. That's the No Ring Circus. They put on a great show. I'll just put the good quality show.
Well, let me know when you're going. I'm
Thursday.
all right. Yeah.
Right after this, we're going to book our tickets, so we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So stay tuned for more on that.
yeah, I guess we'll talk about that in the next one. But
So I want to thank again our guests tonight, Nerd Squish, for coming
Matthew
on.
and Tracy,
Yeah.
thank
Be
you.
sure to
Great
check them
company.
out.
Great people.
Yes.
Good people?
Good
Was this-
people.
Good people. Good people.
So you can check out their YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
Nerd Squish. Also, thank you to Ginger and the Bee for
Great
their
music
video.
Great music
You
video.
can check that out. You can check them out at Ginger and the Bee on YouTube or Ginger and the Bee on all the Facebooks.
On all the Facebooks.
The Facebook
Because
and
there's
Twitter
there's
and
multiple
Instagram and-
multiple Facebooks. You just assume Twitter is Facebook now. Hey,
Yeah.
Facebooks.
Additionally, you can follow us on YouTube. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button
Smash
down
it.
there. And you can follow us on
Instagram.
Instagram
Facebook.
at Pickle Scoop, Facebook at The Scoop Show.
Shit.
You
you could just go to
Yeah, you go to picklescoop.com and
picklescoop.com.
buy some of our merch.
Mugs, merch,
Subscribe on
T-shirts.
iTunes or your favorite podcast app.
favorite podcast app. I'm a hype man.
Where can they follow you, Dev?
Man, they can follow me on www.devinflamingo.com. That's DEVINFLMGIO.com. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on Facebook, where I will be releasing more videos of Ricky and his shenanigans.
Yeah, as well.
Also on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube.
Also, I'm assuming that you'll be posting the video of your movie that you did.
Nope.
Sometimes, no.
I'm bringing you guys along. We're gonna talk about that video.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna release it. I gotta build up the suspense, Pickle. All right. I can't just be like, boom, here you go. No, I gotta trail you along. One of these days, I'm gonna release that video.
Well, till the next show. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, wait. We gotta brand ourselves.
Brand ourselves. All right.
You gotta stay in the loop.
Stay in the loop.
Watch the scoop.
Watch the scoop.
Yeah. Boom. That's branding right there.
Branding.
Branding.